The following is an exclusive presentation of Jesup Broadcasting, the sports leader in Southeast Georgia.
World famous. The world famous Butch and Bob Show.
Now time for the world-famous Butch and Bob Show, brought to you by Mike Bridgeford in Blackshear, by Jesup, got to get it straight here now, Murphy Builder Supply on Northeast Broad Street in downtown Jesup, by the Wolf Animal Hospital on West Cherry Street, and by the Women's Health Center in downtown Jesup on Cherry Street at Broad Street. Good morning, Bob. How are you doing?
I'm good.
You doing good? Got a big banquet to go to tonight, don't you?
Yep.
Well, we'll talk about that in just a few minutes there, but a big banquet going to. We got a couple of folks in here from the Wayne County Chamber of Commerce to talk about the big Christmas parade that was held Saturday night in downtown Jesup. Good morning, guys.
Good morning. And gals.
And gals. How y'all doing this morning?
Great.
Molly and Alan in there this morning. Y'all.
Dina.
I'm not say Molly. I did it again.
Dina
I
and
did
Alan.
it again. Dina and Alan in there this morning. I just get confused sometimes. So Dina, Bennett, how did it go with the parade? How did you think everything went with the Wayne County Chamber of Commerce parade?
It went better than we expected. The rain started a little bit before we kicked it off at 7. We had a lot of wind that day setting up, but despite those two obstacles, everything went phenomenal.
Yeah,
it was great.
A little mist at the beginning of the rain, not too bad at all. The weather got better as the parade went along, and all those entries in there, all lit up, looking good. Another great job done by the Wayne County Chamber of Commerce with Dina Bennett and Lisa and and Alan and all the people that were on the parade committee. And
Absolutely.
Then, of course, hats off to all the entries. I mean, without the entries, we would have no parade. For all those folks who devoted all that time and effort to put their entries into the parade, anything from a big float down to a car, didn't matter. They looked good.
That's right. We had
Alan, go ahead.
Audience for showing up. I tell you what, we had a great turnout compared to what the weather was like and everything. That was awesome.
Yeah. It was, it was a little slacking to begin with. So, oh my, but then they started coming in. They waited to the last minute, and then the streets were all lined up along Cherry Street and First Street for the Wayne County Chamber of Commerce Christmas Parade.
That's right. We had a good crowd. I saw some folks start lining up around 5:30. Of course, they stayed in their car right there along First Street, but they started lining up pretty early to get their spots. And I was down Cherry Street area, and there was quite a crowd there. Downtown looked beautiful. I was with the WTOC crowd group, and they were very impressed with the crowd that came out despite the weather, because it was quite cold.
Well, that's what we were talking about when we first came on the Butch and Bob Show about, you were saying that when WTOC was up in their platform in front of Jesup Insurance, the old bank building there, that they said it was the best facility that they have been made for them to come do a local hometown parade in a small town.
That's right. They were very impressed. Of course, this is the second year in a row that we have had WTOC here, and we've used the same company, Daybreak Installations Company, provided the scaffolding and the setup for them, and they were very impressed. The guys were very impressed with the setup that they had.
Well, what I was just saying is, with Allen, we could have used a Georgia Power Bucket, and they could have done like you see on the movies and on TV. They could have been up high, down low. They could have moved around the different angles and stuff like that, and got those different shots instead of just one shot down there. Alan, that's an idea.
Well, the bucket's pretty tall, and I don't know if Dina could have saw over the top of it. So it's probably better.
This is true. I will say, as far as the angle, WTOC sets up right there, like you said, in front of the Jesup Insurance building.
Right.
And the area that they're shooting on camera is right there at the intersection of Cherry and Macon, and it's really the most beautiful area right there with all the lights coming, and I'm looking forward to seeing it aired on WTOC. They've got us scheduled for next Saturday, the 15th at 12:30 p.m. and on Christmas Day at 4 p.m. So we can watch the parade on WTOC one of those 2 days.
I've lived all over the United States, and I've seen a lot of parades. Some
just can't
a lot
stay
bigger.
anywhere too long, can you, Ellen?
That's right. Got to stay ahead of the
They
man.
won't keep him.
The parades I've seen, there've been a lot of bigger ones. but I don't think there's ever been one that I've seen that had a more hometown feel, and it's just a spectacular setting.
It's always a great parade, at night with all the lights, and you just have thousands of people that show up to it expecting a great show, and they always get one. Mm-hmm. And it's also a great opportunity for organizations, businesses, churches, nonprofits also to be able to promote their businesses or organization they may have. And then it's all just a great thing for people to get in and to be in the parade just to have a good time. And I want to thank the Shriners also for putting on a good show. You didn't know how that was going to turn out with being delayed and all that, because they're pretty booked during the month of December at these Christmas parades, and it was great to see the Shriners show up and put on a great show.
We were excited that they were able to come. I don't think we had quite as large of a group as we would have, but because, like you said, they're all busy this time of the year. But we did have a good crowd, and they entertained for sure. They had a lot of lights and music and
fun.
They're the life of the party.
They are the life of the party.
We ended up with 105 entries. We were going into it on Saturday with 107, so we had a couple that dropped out there at the last minute. Wasn't real sure about the weather, which I completely understand that. But we ended up with 105 entries. We grabbed a couple of entries from neighboring counties that their parades had been canceled, so we picked up a few there at the last minute. So I do want to give a shout out to our committee. I'm not going to name everybody because I'm sure I'll probably forget somebody, but we have a great group of folks that completely volunteer their time, and they work hard starting back in September to put the parade together. And then, of course, we started at about 9 o'clock Saturday morning. Is that right, Alan?
4:30.
Yeah.
And worked pretty much all day. I think we had time to run home and change clothes and get back up there. So we have a lot of folks that work behind the scenes that people don't realize. And, of course, our law enforcement and City of Jesup and the county do a great deal for us at blocking off the roads and providing guys that work the logistics end of it. And we couldn't do it without all of them, for sure.
Okay.
That's right.
Yeah, I got there about 5:15, and I was walking down Broad Street, and a guy came up to me and said, "Where is spot so and so?" I had the manual that the chamber gives me to be able to. We start an hour in advance between 6 and 7. I do several breaks and talk about the parade and what's going on and all that. And so y'all give me a big manual with what's going on, who's going to be in it and everything. And I guess he thought I was an official. I said, "Look for folks riding around in golf carts."
That's right. That's right.
They'll tell you exactly where it is. And so he was trying to find a spot, but we did look a little bit and find it. We found it for him.
That's right.
Yeah, but what you're here for, not only just talk about how well the parade went and thank everybody, but we need to know who are the winners in the Wayne County Chamber of Commerce Christmas Parade for 2018.
Yes, sir. Well, before we get to that, we want to mention some of our sponsors.
Let's do that first.
Of course, our presenting sponsor this year for the second year in a row is Kitchen Tune-Up. Matt Hubbard and his crew have been doing a lot behind the scenes as well, and we are very thankful that they stepped up and decided to be the presenting sponsor again this year. We had Rayonier Advanced Materials, Wayne County Industrial Development Authority, Hospice of South Georgia, Marshland Credit Union, Jones Medical Equipment, Neesmith Chevrolet of Jesup, Country Financial, Sean O'Quinn, the DDA, the Downtown Development Authority, First Franklin Financial, Georgia Power, Interstate Credit Union, Leah Jones, Attorney at Law, Mobile Concrete, Robin Eubanks State Farm, Solid Rock Christian Academy, Connor Law Group. Then I want to name a few others that we refer to as in-kind sponsors. So they have donated their time and or services or products that they have that help us out each year. And that's Brian Bush with All Seasons Music Store. They were in charge of the sound on our stages and the music.
And we want, from Big Dog Country Radio, want to thank them for working with us and tied into their sound system. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
They do a great job.
They do a phenomenal job. I told him we were set up down in front of Jesup Insurance Agency, and if we were not talking in our booth, I could hear the stage. I could hear what Mike and Jeff were saying on the stage very clearly. So the sound was great on both stages. Boykin Steel and Crane, of course, they do our Santa Float every year. Jesup Housing Outlet, Lewis Septic, Wayne County Parks and Recreation brings our bleachers, and of course we'll mention again Daybreak Installations that set up the staging for.
9 Run Farms brought the
Yes,
stages.
9 Run Farm brought the stages for us. And, of course, we're thankful for you guys that aired the parade for us and gave us the opportunity to come on and promote it and giving us the opportunity to be here today.
All right.
I'm going to let Alan.
So Alan is going to
Alan's going to talk about our winners.
All right, Alan. Where are you going to start? The top down or bottom up?
We're going to go from the use of theme. How about that? We'll
Use
start
of
with the
theme.
use of theme.
Okay.
Liberty Chrysler won that one. They
Liberty
did a great
Chrysler for
job
use
with
of
the use
theme.
of the
Okay.
theme there. Use of lights was Solid Rock Christian Academy.
Solid Rock Christian Academy,
Boy,
best
they-
use of
they look
lights.
great.
Boy,
They
did that
look
look
great.
good.
Yes,
I mean,
they
that was
do.
a good looking
And
play.
those two, I'll say this, the use of theme and the use of lights this year were kind of one and the same, with our
Right.
theme being Christmas lights and winter nights. So
Okay, and creativity goes to Gooey's Pizza. They
Okay.
did a great job with that big
Jesse.
the
big monkey float. That was the closest we
Put a
had
big
to a
monkey
Macy's
on
Days
something and
float.
wins, huh?
wasn't it?
that's right.
What's that?
That was the closest we had to a Macy's Days float. Right? Let's see Snoopy beat out that monkey next year.
All right.
Entertaining, of course, goes to the Shriners. We probably all knew that, though. They just bring an element of energy that is just awesome. And then the overall one, you want to call
That's
that
okay,
one out?
we can. The overall winner this year is receiving $1,000 cash, and that one goes to Southern Shabby Chic Marketplace. And if you didn't remember theirs, they had a bedroom and a living room set up on the back of their trailer. It was a really, really unique float.
And a pile of kids in
And a
there.
pile of kids, they
And
did.
Once again, the name of the business?
Southern Shabby Chic Marketplace.
Okay.
Yep. And they did a phenomenal job. So they are our overall winner.
The other entries are going to get free entry into next year's parade. They're going to get some recognition on our website.
And what entries are we talking about now?
The use of theme winner, the use of lights winner,
Okay, those winners.
creativity, and the entertaining folks.
Okay.
So
Well,
they'll
sounds
get some-
good.
Yeah, we are so thankful for what a wonderful job our guys did behind the scenes, and then all of our entries. They did a phenomenal job.
And thank you goes out to, of course, the MCs that were on both stage. That
Absolutely.
I always ask Mike, do you prepare for this? I mean, do you write down little things? He says, nope, I just wing it.
And he does. And these guys on that MC'd, of course, Alan Bolskay and Jamie Hickox were MCing on the First Street stage, and then we had Mike Long and Jeff Chandler on the Cherry Street stage. And they do get a book that has a description of each entry. And I teased, well, actually, Mike and Jeff this year, I said, stick to the script. I was serious, but
Yeah.
they both just laughed at me.
Yeah.
They did great. 3 out of 4 of the MCs were wonderful.
I think all 4 of them did. And Jeff, of course, I talked him into singing the national anthem from his stage, and
Yes,
he
he
did.
did.
A great job. And we had Megan Jones singing on the First Street stage, and I didn't get to hear her, but I have heard her sing before, and she has an incredible voice.
Let me tell you, I didn't hear Jeff, but I heard
Megan.
and I'm going to tell you what, that was perhaps one of the best renditions of the national anthem that I've heard. I mean, she stuck to the way it's supposed to be sung, if you will,
Uh-huh.
and it was just absolutely beautiful.
Just stuck to it, didn't drive it up or anything, just stuck
That's
right
right.
to it. Good.
She
Good.
nailed it.
Nailed it, huh? All right. Well, the 2018 Wayne County Chamber of Commerce Christmas Parade is now on the books and done. Thank you goes out, of course, to the committee, to the chamber, to the entries, to all the folks who showed up, to the sponsors and all that. I know it was a challenge this year for it being delayed a week and then still kind of missing in the beginning of the parade, but then stopped. I don't know, about 20 minutes into it. And just a great time was had by all. I know I enjoyed the parade, and I've been to each one of them since 1992, and just enjoy them every single year.
So 92 was the first parade. I was trying to
no.
look back.
The
No,
parade
that
was going on way.
Okay,
that's when
I was wondering.
That's
if
when
it
I
was-
bought the station. The
That's
parade's
when
been
you
going
bought- okay.
on forever. Parade was
have-
going on when you moved here, Bob, in 1982.
82.
I have looked through some of the
Yeah, my
old files
dad-
to try to
my
see where
dad-
the first one started.
Yeah, my dad, who ran the station in the 1970s, he was part of the parade committee
There
back
we go.
then.
Well, there you go.
Okay.
But when it got changed tonight, I don't know. That is the part I don't know, because I know one time it was their day, but because I remember going to the parade as a kid, and when I say kid, a teenager.
Whoever
here.
made that decision made a great decision.
Yeah, but I'm not sure if,
Christmas
if
lights
it's
on.
always been at night or was changed tonight.
It was changed, and I
can't
do
remember what year that was.
I can't remember that either, but I do remember reading something along the way when I was researching that Miss Sybil Lynn had something to do, played a big part in getting it changed tonight. But again, I don't know what year that was.
Well,
so.
then that would have probably been the late 80s, wouldn't you think, Bob? Because when I moved here in 92, her and Ralph were kind of like, it was their project, and they did a great
Right.
job of running it. And and it was already at night.
She probably knows that answer. Have to just call her.
That's
and
right.
find
If
out.
she could- yeah.
That's
knows that.
exactly right.
Yeah. And when it actually got changed tonight. But
I noticed
it's
on the
great at night.
description for Gina's Gems, this was the 33rd year that Gina's has had a group of girls in the parade. So just get a little bit of history from some of these folks that have been in it
It's
for
been going on
several years.
for a long time,
Yeah.
I said, but it's always been a good news. I said, but as you mentioned, there was a time where they just changed it from a day parade to a night parade. So, like I said, when the city lit up like it is at night, it just makes it for
much
better.
prettier.
It just makes the lights pop, and it's just kind of a different flavor.
I know what I noticed, a lot of the businesses stayed open too. A lot of
They
people
did.
did some shopping while they were downtown as well, because it was kind of chilly, so people would take a break and go inside and do some shopping.
That's
So,
right. Absolutely.
it just helps out everybody, it's just
It
a good
does.
event. So,
Now, Adina, you've got another big event coming up with the Chamber of Commerce. Is it this week?
This Thursday is our State of Ag luncheon. Starts
State of
at-
Agriculture.
State of Agriculture, yes. Starts at 11:30. Lunch will be served at 11:30. The program will start at 12. We are going to be at Pine Forest Country Club. And we've got Gary Black, who is Georgia's Agriculture Commissioner. He's going to be our guest speaker for the day.
Okay.
So we are looking forward to a great program. We are close to filling up. We've got a few seats available. That was as of midday on Friday, so we possibly still have a few empty seats. If anybody wants to give us a call today, 427-2028. Tickets are $35 a piece. It's going to be a great program.
Okay. And that's this Thursday.
Yes,
Okay.
sir, the 13th. And of course, we have already started gearing up for our Taste of Wayne event. I know that's a few months away, but we are actually meeting this afternoon to start planning on that. That'll be in March.
Taste of Wayne already in March?
Already. Well, it takes a lot of
I know it does.
preparation. Yes,
it takes
sir.
a lot of preparation, and then of course you're going to have the breakfast in January, right?
Yes, we will have our Eggs and Issues on January the 11th. That's a Friday, and that will be at Coastal Pines,
Okay.
7:30
All right.
a.m.
Chamber does a lot for the community. Thank you,
Yes,
thank
sir.
you.
We
Yep.
stay busy.
Yes, sirree.
Everybody says, I know you'll be glad when the parade's over. You'll get to breathe a little bit. And I said, well, maybe for a day or two.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, they don't pay you to sit around, Dina. I mean, geez, you got to stay busy. I mean, it's not like you can sit back for 3 weeks and do nothing. I mean,
Exactly. You're
geez.
right.
I mean, the
We're gonna
chairman
take
and board would be saying, what we pay him here for? She's just sitting here.
We know some people that can do that.
We do?
Yeah.
Yeah, we do. Alan does a good job at that. No, Alan does a good job. He stays busy all the time.
Yeah, that's right.
In case his boss is listening.
What do you mean in case?
He is the boss.
Alan does a great job. He is our vice chair for special projects. So, of course, the Christmas parade is one of our special projects, and so is Taste of Wayne. So we keep Alan quite busy as well, and he does a great job. So
A lot of big projects under your vice presidency there in the chamber, isn't there, Alan?
There is, and it's fun working with the folks. They all step up and do a great job. My job's really kind of easy. All I really do is report to the executive board what's going on.
It's kind of like your regular job. You just got folks out there, and you say, you do this, you do that, you do this, and they just got to report back to you. And
in theory,
in theory.
in theory, that's how it works. That's right.
Alan keeps us all laughing.
Oh, he does.
He
huh?
does. He
Ah,
does.
good.
I have to take him in spells because my jaws start hurting, and then he is our
Well,
comedian.
you got to have a medium.
Uh-huh. That's right.
Yeah.
Laughter is the best medicine, right?
That's right. That's right. Thank you guys for letting us come on again.
Well, we appreciate y'all coming in this morning. Once again, just in case someone tuned in, we got Dina Bennett and Alan Voske from the Chamber of Commerce. Actually, Dina works at the Chamber. Alan's a volunteer. And they were reporting this morning on the 2018 Wayne County Chamber of Commerce Christmas Parade that was held Saturday night in downtown Jesup. Once again, let's go over those winners in case someone just tuned in. The winners of this year's parade in the different categories.
Yes, sir. Our Use of Theme winner this year is Liberty Chrysler. Our Use of Lights winner is Solid Rock Christian Academy. Our Creativity winner this year is Gooey's Pizza. And our Most Entertaining goes to the Shriners. And then our overall winner, who receives $1,000 cash, is Southern Shabby Chic Marketplace.
Congratulations.
Congratulations to all these
salute.
guys.
All right, Bob, any other questions, comments for our guests this morning?
Just hats off to you and the committee. Like I said, I know it's a lot of work, and they put a lot of work in. I saw them out there early Saturday, put those stages up. It was not good weather. It's kind of chilly, but you had a lot of people out there helping
Yes,
you out.
sir,
So
we
it was
did.
nice to have those volunteers help out.
Yes, sir. And again, yes, thank you all to our committee. And I tell you, they show up and they just start doing, and they don't complain. And a lot of these folks have been doing it for several years, so they just kind of know how it flows. And it made my job a lot easier as well. And then I also want to say we've got some committee members also that brought their husbands along. So hats off to them. And somebody asked my husband, Matt, at one of the last events we did, he was out there setting up a tent and table, and they said, Matt, did you get a job description when Dina was hired with the chamber as to what your part was going to be? And he said, no, I'm just part of the package. So he just loads up when I tell him to load up, and this is what we're going to do. And but yeah, all of the guys were a huge help on Saturday.
Okay, sounds good. All right, y'all have a most wonderful day. Good luck with the Ag
Yes, sir.
luncheon on Thursday, and then with the breakfast, eggs and issues in January, Taste of Wayne coming up in March. So a lot of big events coming up, along with the regular work at the chamber.
That's right. A lot of other things in between.
All right, Alan, you have a great day.
Thank you.
All right, 105.5 FM and Just a Big Dog Country Radio. More of the world-famous Butch and Bob Show in a moment.
Women's Health Center, your hometown OBGYN group, providing exceptional obstetrical and gynecological care for women for the past 20 years. We have 3 convenient locations in Jesup, Blackshear, and Baxley. We understand that choosing your OBGYN is a personal decision and that the relationship with your doctor and the trust you build is essential. At Women's Health Center, we provide obstetrical care and guide you through the process, making sure you and your baby stay healthy. We provide the most advanced ultrasound technology with the clearest pictures ever. Annual gynecological care gives patients an opportunity to take charge of their health. Some of our services include hormone therapy, pellets, Botox, the new 3, 5, and 10-year IUDs, Nexplanon, and much more. We accept all insurance carriers, including TRICARE, Medicaid, and we accept all insured and uninsured patients. Please call our office at 912-588-1020 and visit MajorMD.com for more information about Women's Health Center. That's MAGERMD.com.
105.5 FM and Just a Big Dog Country Radio, WIFO. So as we started the show, Bob, I mentioned you're going to a banquet tonight. What's happening tonight?
I got, like I said, I always go to the In the Game magazine banquet over in Waycross City Auditorium. They hand out a lot of hardware, introduced, the offensive, defensive players of each team from the area, and also to give an overall offensive and defensive player of the year, plus they recognize the middle school player of the year, academic player of the year, coach of the year. All the schools show up, so it'll be a big crowd on hand tonight at Waycross City Auditorium. They do a great job with it. Nice dinner, guest speaker, so a lot of hardware handed out. Like I say, Coach Cribb took away Coach of the Year last year, but inside scoops tell me that a Wayne County athlete's walking away with one of the big awards tonight, so
good.
Looking forward to being on hand for that.
Fantastic. And you said the softball banquet's going on also?
Softball banquets tonight as well.
Wayne County High School softball?
No, yeah, Jesup Elementary Cafeteria.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's the high school softball banquet
Just the
tonight.
high school softball banquet, and we'll get the award winners on that and have it in tomorrow's sports right here on 105.5 about 7:40 tomorrow morning. And as you mentioned, a heck of a Army-Navy game with our Wayne County student up there doing great for Navy.
Yeah, I said this was his last game as a member of the Naval Academy football team, but again,
His name once again?
Taylor Heflin.
Taylor
So
Heflin.
graduated 4 years ago, and been a Davy ever since. But again, I told people over the weekend, I remember interviewing him. He had several offers to go to several different colleges, but he had his mind set to go into the military, and he had it planned out how much he was going to make when he gets out. So this kid had his future. This was a kid as a senior, knew exactly what he wanted to do, where he wanted to be, how he's going to progress in his
own
career.
track.
So, but he got a lot of publicity in the ball game. Like I said, they did a feature on him and his best friend, who's also a senior, before the game. And like I said, Jesup, Georgia was flashed on the screen many times with Taylor Heflin playing so well. So
Good.
it was just
What position does he play?
linebacker, inside linebacker.
Okay.
But
Last game for the for Navy.
Yeah, so
And then he's
very
going into the
talented
service.
kid, right? So, but just it was great to see him play that well. I hate this team lost, but it was a close game, 17-10.
Yeah. And Monday night football tonight's going to be who now?
Minnesota, Seattle should be a good ball game.
Okay.
So last night's game was kind of a surprise. The Bears beat up on the Rams. So
Yeah, that was a surprise. New England lost again. I mean, it's 2 weeks in a row, isn't it?
No, that was their.
I thought they lost the week before, the week before that. No? New England didn't? Must be dreaming it then. You know, last week we talked about the great classic Christmas song that's been out since 1944 called Baby It's Cold Outside. Been made famous by a lot of artists through the years, including Dean Martin. And matter of fact, Baby It's Cold Outside was sung many times by him, many times by his daughter. Now, his daughter, Dina Bennett, continues to plan on singing the song. She says it's a fun, flirtatious song that's entertaining and has been entertaining folks for generations. And just because one listener called one radio station in Ohio, the station decided to pull the song because of the Me Too movement, and now it's gotten publicity nationwide from one listener calling into one radio station, small market radio station that is, in Ohio, and they back down to the political correctness that people are wrapping themselves up in the blanket of PC these days and pulling off. But you got the daughter of one of the men who made this song famous, a woman now, Dina Martin, saying it's a fun, flirtatious song, has been around for generations, has won many awards, and she plans on continuing to sing it and has no problem with it at all. But that just shows you what the internet can do these days to folks, and also not on the internet, but mainly today's PC society. One listener, one radio station causing all this thing about Baby It's Cold Outside. And I think you mentioned something about Clay on the AM saying he's going to play it every morning because he thinks it's ridiculous.
He plays it every morning. So they're trying to take away Rudolph.
They're trying to take away Rudolph, too.
They're trying to take away everything.
He was bullied. You know, you can't have anything on anybody being bullied, you know. Yeah.
It's unbelievable what's taking place. Just sad.
It is. I mean, just listening to different people out there that comment from both the left and the right, state the fact that it's with the political correctness that everybody's wrapping around themselves in the blanket of political correctness, that it's cutting in on free speech, that you should have the right to be able to express what you want to express, whether it offends somebody or not, because there's hardly anything that you can say these days that's not going to offend somebody. Here's one listener that was offended by this song, and suddenly there's a national debate about it. And here you've got the daughter of one of the men who helped make this song famous, and then still as a woman. See, it's a duet, so women's always had to be in there now, okay? It's a duet. So none of these women since 1944 have had any problem at all about singing this song. They all think it's a fun, flirtatious song. It's that little song and dance that men and women do, you know? It's been going on since caveman days.
I'm surprised you're not going after Charlie Brown. Lucy pulls the football from him every time.
Yeah, that's a form of bullying. Yeah.
So where's it going to stop? That's the thing. So, like somebody said the other day, these people just need to get a life.
They do.
Just move on.
Yeah.
But like I said, Clay Travis said he's playing it every morning from now until Christmas because it's just a Christmas classic.
Yes, it is. So, and you'll hear it on here on WIFO 105.5 FM also. All right, Bob, you have a most wonderful day and good time at the banquet tonight. All right, WIFO 105.5 FM in Jesup, Big Dog Country Radio. World famous Butch and Bob Show brought to you by Mike Bridge Ford in Blackshear, by Murphy Builder Supply, Northeast Broad Street in downtown Jesup. Also brought to you by the Women's Health Center on Cherry Street and Macon Street, and also brought to you by Wolf Alabama Hospital, Women's Health Center, Murphy Builder Supply, and by Mike Bridge Ford.
The world famous Butch and Bob Show.